Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon to everyone. It is an honor and privilege for me to be here today to deliver a keynote speech on sustainable education and human capital support in EU countries. I would like to congratulate the organizer of the World Conference and Narotoma University, Surabaya, Indonesia, for successfully organizing this conference. Thank you to Dr. Muhammad Ihsan Setiawan, Vice Rector, Narotoma University, Surabaya, Indonesia, as the Chairman of World Conference, and to all members and friends of the World Conference. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, pandemic COVID-19 forced city mayors and urban dwellers to come up with urban solutions that will make life better and more prepared for crisis. They are aspiring to create greener spaces in the urban area, improve connectivity, reduce congestion, and be more adaptive and smarter with technology. In addition, City Council has to allow flexible working hours, cultivate positive employees' perception on a new normal, and strengthening economic resilience to remain competitive. Seberang City Council has rolled out Circular Economy Roadmap on 19 September 2020, followed by 2021 budget, which emphasized on circular economy and digital economy. The best methodology is to go back to community, go through the process of buy-in and gain trust. Use simple language, tell a true story, and find a solution to local issues by using technologies. The process of community engagement allowed marginalized groups be given equal chance to participate and be equal partnership for the goal. As such, human capital from within City Council and community will play a significant role for the successful implementation of the Circular Economy and Digital Economy Action Plan. Seberang City Council embraced informal learning to build up strong human capital for the implementation of all city policies and programs. At Seberang, dissemination of projects and policies were done in three different ways: dissemination of awareness, dissemination for awareness, dissemination for understanding, and dissemination for action. Let me elaborate policies and projects that will generate informal learning and strong human capital in Seberang. Firstly, Seberang has documented a clear strategic direction. Seberang has a clear community vision, aspiring to be a city that is resilient, inclusive, green, competitive, and technology-driven smart city. The outcome from this vision that can be expected by the people is the transformation of Seberang into a smart, sustainable city by year 2030 that is carbon neutral. In order to achieve Seberang community vision, new corporate targets have been set, making Seberang a low carbon city by 2022 through 50% reduction of carbon emission from 8 ton carbon dioxide equivalent to 4 ton carbon dioxide equivalent, and a reduction of waste production by 50% from 1.6 kg per person per day to 0.8 kg per person per day. In addition, Seberang is also striving towards becoming a carbon neutral city by 2030, which is 10 years from January 2020, and becomes a zero carbon city by 2050. MBSP is also committed and pledged to work with other cities and countries in the world in addressing climate change and to keep global warming 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial level. We have chosen the way forward, localizing the SDG and making the aspiration of the SDG become real to communities, households, and individuals. SDGs, which are an international framework agreed by world leaders in 2015, aiming to end poverty, fight inequality and address climate change. Secondly, establish the Education Green Center. The Education Green Center is located at Lot 3235 Northern District of Seberang Perai on a 1.5 acres city council's land. It is a smart partnership between Seberang Perai City Council, Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris or UPSI, and Urbanas Sendirian Berhad. MOU was signed on March 2021. Together with other specialist institutions, Seberang Perai City Council and UPSI will conduct research and development and will deliver green education to local communities, schools, and industries in Seberang Perai. It is hoped that the establishment of such education center, an education center will have achieved a prosperous and smart low-carbon city. It set the foundation for delivering environmental education to the young generation who are not formally educated in school. In the long run, it is hoped that the center will become a comprehensive and holistic green education hub, which will combine multidisciplinary expertise from various universities as well as various government and private sector. The Education Green Center will become tourist stopover or one-stop center, while also opening up economic opportunities to all, especially B40 groups. Till now, we have successfully developed hydroponic system with 1,400 pots can feed 600 households 4-time harvest. Fertigation technology, which is automatic control, have 1,000 poly bags, 2 tons harvested in 3 months. Method of implementation. A workshop, knowledge and skill will be conducted in the workshop, hands-on to guide and to capitalize with the experimental learning, and green community where exhibition and green market will be displayed, and finally an assessment to the program. Third program is urban farming, focuses on organic vegetable. The Penang State Government intends to create 100 urban farms within 5 years starting from 2020. Focuses on organic vegetable gardening. MBSP has implemented the community gardening in Seberang Perai with the involvement of 30 communities, of which 11 communities are from Northern District, 12 communities from Central District, and 7 communities from Southern District. In 2022, community gardening will be upgraded or improved into urban farming with wider scope. Among Seberang Perai City initiatives in developing urban farming are as follows. Provide agricultural training for urban communities by holding workshops on composting and urban farm for the community free of charge. Organize competition and programs to promote urban farming, such as Sustainable Community Awards, Neighborhood Farming Competition, and Beautiful Backyard Competition. Organizing Grow Community Market and Upcycle Carnival, which become the marketplace, namely Grow Market Auto City, second Sunday of the month, Grow Market Taman Bagan Lalang, first Sunday of the month, Taman Puteri Gunung Grow Market, and Pematang Nebong Grow Market to be launched after MCO. Develop and establish Padang Cempeda Education Green Center with Sultan Idris University of Education or UPSI on 1.5 acres plot of land, which provide workshop and training in agriculture, especially gardening. The participant will be given a certificate from UPSI. Creating a business chain that includes gardening, packaging, and marketing. Many jobs opportunities could be created to cover job losses during the COVID-19 pandemic. Seberang Perai City Council contributes seedling and seeds to encourage staff and the community to start gardening. We hope if residents practice urban farming, backyard gardening or balcony gardening and make their own compost, 40% of waste equivalent to 246,000 tons can be diverted from being sent to the landfill. In return, it will reduce tipping fees by 5.47 million ringgit Malaysia, reduce carbon footprint production by 307.5 kiloton carbon dioxide equivalent, and limit global warming to not more than 1.5 degrees Celsius. In addition, residents will be able to consume fresh vegetable and make the community and the Seberang Perai more sustainable. Backyard gardening program is in line with Seberang Perai target, where residents were encouraged to practice composting food waste from kitchen, reducing waste generation by 50% in year 2022, and finally establish a low carbon community towards making Seberang Perai low carbon city in 2022, carbon neutral city in 2030, which is 10 years from 2020, and zero carbon city in 2050. Fourthly, enabling community to reduce carbon emission. This concept will certainly improve quality of life by creating neighborhood where resident needs can be reached within 20 minutes by foot or bike. Bandar Perda was chosen as pioneer project, and District Mosque has been identified as the nerve center of activity. In addition, Seberang Perai plans to create another 6 20 minutes neighborhood and 7 CBDs before 2030, where one can shuttle between them in 20 minutes through public transport. The first and the last mile are essential part of daily commutes. Bus, rail, and metro services often cover the main part of trips to and from work, but people still need the first walk, drive, or use another way to get to and from the nearest station or stop. Seberang Perai City Council landscape architect needs to creatively facilitate access to public transport by creating urban spaces that are well connected, walking and cycling to and from hubs and stop, easier and more pleasant. The first upcycle park in Malaysia, Community Park, One Baby One Tree Park, and People Aquarium in downtown of Bandar Perda were developed with strong community participation to create walking and cycling easier and pleasant. Shifting to walking, cycling, and public transport will have a domino effect in carbon reduction and key to sustainable urban transport. Fifth, policy framework on decarbonization technologies. Electricity supply is one of the biggest carbon dioxide emitters globally. To keep global warming below 2 degrees Celsius, renewable energy, LED strip lamps, electric vehicle will be mainstream in Seberang Perai within 20 years from 2020. Seberang Perai has given fast-track approval as an incentive for development, which 15% energy derived from renewable energy. City Council premises take the lead. Her headquarters in Bandar Perda, branch offices and sport complexes were installed with solar panel to supply at least 15% of energy needed by the building. All developments are compulsory to use LED street lamps. Conventional SON street lamp will be replaced gradually. Seberang Perai City Council has replaced 27,167 SON street lamp with LED with cost 33.4 million Malaysian ringgit, and plan to replace 14,000 street lamp with LED in 2022. 6. Optimize city operation and services efficiency by using technologies. People were locked down during pandemic COVID-19. Forced Seberang Perai City Council to provide 100 services, similar number of services available at the central counter. The services were provided virtually on cyber counter. Seberang Perai used online free wireless initiative, MBSP QR bill, MBSP cyber bill, live chat, help desk, call center, cashless program partnership with Booth, a private sector in Malaysia. Virtual services are one step ahead for citizens to access major government services quickly and easily. Number 7, modernization of solid waste management by using technologies. Fleet tracking system with IoT technologies connected to garbage truck for smarter waste management in the city. 8. Penang Smart Parking. It is a contactless parking payment which is relevant during pandemic COVID-19. Seberang Perai City will install 24,000 surface-mounted IoT sensors before end of 2021. CCTV with analytical video technologies is able to detect vehicle number plates, vehicle counting, illegal parking, illegal dumping, and face recognition. Finally, let me share the outcomes. Seberang Perai has the highest recycling rate in the country, that is 52.16%. Domestic waste was reduced from 263,989 tons in 2019 to 245,770 tons in 2020. Average 15,000 trees planted every year. Per capita carbon emission was reduced to 6.3 ton carbon dioxide equivalent in 2020 compared to 8 tons carbon dioxide equivalent in 2016. A reduction of 21.62% or 4.32% annually. Per capita carbon emission during MCO decreased by 8.2% in 2020 compared to 2019. Cumulative reduction in carbon emission from 2016 to 2020 was 14.25 million tons carbon dioxide equivalent. Seberang Perai, with 748 square kilometer size, became huge research and development laboratory for sustainable education, especially informal learning and human capital. Stay safe. Thank you. Siense Nandre.